from being bulldozed with jabs.
In 2021, there was a UFO that hovered over an Air Force base.
Stop. What? Slow it down.
To becoming the chew toy of comedy's sharpest fangs.
I want to start this. I'm not going to sit here with no medical degree, listening to you with no medical degree, with an American flag behind you, smoking a cigar, acting like we know what's up, better than the CDC. All I do is I watch the news once every 2 weeks. I'm like, mask or no mask? Still mask? All right, mask. That's all I give a fuck about. I don't care.
Here are 9 times comedians yanked the mic from Joe Rogan and roasted him to a crisp for neither getting the joke nor comedy itself.
I think this is Fight Club.
Tiny monkey people that can barely get by. Mountain lions running through the streets. Is that what you want? Yeah.
By the way, dude, the elk's been delicious.
Thank you.
We're kicking off with the End of the World podcast, where Joe is busy doing his usual shtick, when Bill Burr decided to snatch the gears.
I made this American chop suey with it, and my wife gave a bad review before anybody even tasted it, and everybody just said f it. Like, she goes, it looks like Hamburger Helper. I've been chowing it for like 4 days. Like, out of respect for that elk that you shot. It's like I'm eating all this shit. I don't care if it's bad.
This is exactly when Joe fumbles a lame joke. But before he can even blink, Bill Burr snaps back so fast, Joe practically gets whiplash.
Does it make you more aggressive?
What?
Elk.
No, Joe, you lunatic. Somebody gets in my face, that might cause me to get more lunatic.
Rest in pieces. Oh, I mean rest in peace. Joe's dignity.
You had to beat the f*** out of people for like 3 decades before you could like chill, smoke a little weed, put on your Little Rascals hat, and just chill out. You don't understand. I love him to death.
See guys, that's the beauty of a Bill Burr roast. Brutal, unforgiving, but weirdly affectionate. It's like getting bodied in a fight, but the dude helps you up after.
But this guy is the most testosterone-filled dude I've ever met. That's why I love him. I love him. He's like every guy I met in Boston welded together. He's crazy.
The Little Rascals hat will haunt me for the rest of my life.
Rumor has it, Joe hasn't worn that hat since. But you know what else Joe hasn't done? Upgrade his sarcasm radar. So when Shane Gillis dropped a joke, he just couldn't get it.
It was funny. This is funny. I went into Lorne Michaels' office, and he was talking, and I was convinced I was getting fired. Like, I knew I was getting fired. Because if they didn't get me on that, there's so much more. So much worse.
In one of Shane Gillis's appearances on the Joe Rogan Experience, he was explaining a situation, but couldn't resist slipping in a subtle jab at Joe.
Like, people will see you're not a piece of person.
Right.
Like, just talk. And I was like, whatever, I'll do. If I get fired here, whatever, I'll just go do Joe Rogan next week and I'll be fine. Anyway, I thought that was funny. No?
Now, you'd think Joe would crack up, right? But nope. That joke flew over Joe's head so fast, NORAD probably picked it up.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it ended up being a good thing.
So when Lauren pulls you in the office and says, we just have to get you to the stage. We just have to get you to an episode. Then what happens?
It just kept steamrolling. Like, it didn't dissipate at all. Like, it kept being like, no, you guys need to fire him.
Oh, come on, man, it's sarcasm. Trust me, this isn't even the worst case of Joe leaving his brain on airplane mode. Take his podcast with Annie Lederman, for example.
I remember reading this, that true crime shows sort of skew in their demographics more female than male. Like, the more females are into true crime shows than male.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's like a beginning, middle, and end to a story. Like, there's a whole plot line, and then they catch the person, and the way the editing is, and they have the interviews.
It's another podcast, and Annie is dropping comedy bombs left, right, and center. But Joe might as well be a brick wall.
Well, for a lot of the episodes, they will. Sometimes they catch them before they kill them, and that's disappointing. But it's just very...
Young women are the biggest true crime buffs, and here's why.
That pause? Yeah, she was giving you a chance, Joe, but guess what? The joke left the station and you're still at the platform.
I think he is a Trump supporter, though.
Some people get conservative when they start making money, though.
Everyone has the right to be whatever the they are.
Beware, everybody, this convo is about to take a hard left into Controversy City.
Oh, you think?
I think so.
What about Nazis?
They have the more of a right. A third right.
I don't think that's right. I think it's something. That's a different word. It sounds
Reich?
Yeah. What does that even mean? What is Third Reich?
I don't know.
I know what the Third Reich is, but I don't even know what it means.
Ugh, poor Annie tried to eject with a joke, but Joe missed it like a blindfolded goalie. And it's not just me. This viewer felt it too. Richard said, does anybody ever notice that the jokes that Joe Rogan's guests deliver 90% of the time just bounce right off of him? We certainly do, pal. We certainly do. But hey, that's never stopped Mark Normand from grilling Joe to perfection.
That's because you're a big, funny guy. You're a big, tall, funny guy. There's a type of girl who goes for a guy like you.
Yeah, it's fat chicks. His girlfriend's very beautiful.
Mark is on fire. Everyone's rolling with the punches until the punch lands on Joe, or his hands to be exact.
I like how you went with the little phone. You're a f***ing animal.
I need a pocket. That comes out of my pocket. I can't get my thumb all the way up
the
top.
iPhone mini?
I love it.
This is the mini. I'm jealous of
Yeah,
a
the
person
5 was the best size.
That's
then
all you
finally
need.
went back to it.
Look at
Exactly.
This thing disappears in my hand. Look at
That's
this.
perfect.
How little that is.
You
So
got a
perfect.
crazy gorilla monkeypox hand.
Joe's smiling now, but this next bit is a bit too advanced for his processing speed.
Look at that thing. Jeez, look at that.
Dude.
You're gonna climb the Empire State.
They don't fit most of my body.
Now, here's the thing. You don't laugh at a Mark Normand joke? Congrats, you just unlocked roast DLC.
I think I didn't get enough food when I was small.
Yeah, you got up proportions, dude. Can you
Hey,
wear
you're
this?
an action figure.
For real, you look like a gorilla up on stage.
Someone in my ancestor f***ed a monkey.
You're a silver hack. All right, we're back.
Can't help
You
himself.
can't stop.
Get the man out.
You could see Joe low-key fuming here. But hey, at least he had a reaction, unlike his deadpan stare at Theo Von.
There's a video of me from my Instagram. Like, there's...
That's too much.
There's a giant chunk of ice. You can find it. There's a giant chunk of ice that I pick up. It's like, it's big. It's like 2 feet long.
That's too much, man.
And I climb into the thing and...
When I get in there,
relax.
baby, it's just that little, it's that little Christmas skillet, bro. That bitch is ice cold. Yeah.
Now, during this one, Joe's knee-deep in his fitness grind, preaching ice baths like they're the secret to immortality. However, Theo's locked in on something way more important.
This is a different kind of numbing cold. It's freezing cold. But when you get out, you feel so good. Mm-hmm. And
I'm making my way. I'm making my way, Joe. Yeah,
so
look at
here's
that.
me. Oh, hi, everybody. So I'm climbing right out of the sauna. See all the ice in there? So it's me coming. I worked out, and then I went, and they usually do this. So look at this chunk of ice. See that shit?
You can practically see Theo loading up a joke in real time, and bam!
I usually do this right after cardio. So this is like a cardio session.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
You look like one of those turkeys when they tie it up and it gets all like kind of like lined out.
What?
You know what I'm talking about? When they put that rope around that the ham and it's got all the
Oh, my six pack.
yeah. Damn.
It's called working out, son.
Yeah, it is, bro. I didn't know what that end game could be like, baby. That's freaking wild, dude. Congratulations, man.
Someone call 911. Joe's joke receptors just flatlined. Ugh! But guess who just grabbed the defibrillator and zapped Joe back to Comedy 101? Jeff Gerlin.
That's the hip replacement is one of the most unusual ones in terms of like its ability to restore you back to a fairly normal state, other than running.
Being a comedian is delightful.
We don't have to do that.
No?
There's no get on up, get on up.
No.
If you know Joe, his sets are 50% jokes, 50% chair humping. So when Jeff spotted an opening, he swung hard with reality.
And by the way, when you see someone moving around like that on stage, I will bet you every penny I have they're not funny.
Oof, right in the ego.
There's a monitor on stage with a thing, and I will turn to whoever I'm with. I go, funny, not funny, because I can watch and tell how whether the comedy's coming to them or whether they're pushing it. And most of the move around people are pushing it.
Let's roll the tape and see if Jeff's right.
His whole body just erupts.
Until they knew he was in heavy REM sleep.
so they can assume their true form.
Well, looks like Jeff hit the bullseye with that one, and Joe is definitely triggered.
But Jim Carrey was a move-around guy. He was always really funny.
But move around in a different sort of way.
There's
doing
exceptions.
Well, there's exceptions to all stuff, like
Right.
all things. But in this sort of way, I'm talking about when someone just stands there and talks, and then they're doing some sort of movement, it's not good.
Joe, here's the thing. You are not Jim Carrey.
It's not good. Jim Carrey, there was a purpose.
Right.
Brian, it's part of who he is.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people that just oversell by
I see what you're saying.
physicalizing what should be just funny the way you say it, not even what you're saying, the way you say it.
King Jeff out here serving 5-star roasts without even aiming. Love it.
Anytime I saw someone miming having sex, pumping air,
Yeah.
I would just go, not funny.
No.
It was just like, it was a sign of like,
But what if there's a bit where you have to mime pumping air?
Will you please stop trying, Joe? It's embarrassing at this point.
pumping air?
Yeah, but
you mean like
there's got to be
screwing pumping?
some bits.
What? But who doesn't know what that looks like? Why do you need to pump?
Maybe there's a reason. There's got to be something.
Unless like you're imitating someone having a heart attack pumping.
Right.
Or if the content is about your physicality,
right,
that's not dancing.
Now, wasn't that pure chef's kiss? But you know who took Rogan to school even harder than this? Charlemagne.
Yeah.
You could see the guys who have real growth, like Howard Stern in the beginning, when we really think about Howard, like chicks were on speakers.
Oh yeah.
That was a normal thing in a Howard Stern radio show, is come in, who has the loudest on the speaker.
They're lucky that Tiffany Haddish wasn't around back then.
Oh, because it would be over.
On a JRE episode with Charlemagne the God and Andrew Schultz, the convo took a weird turn. Joe tried cracking a joke, but Charlemagne cracked him instead.
She sticks that microphone in her. She makes a cannon sound. It doesn't even make sense. What? She's like launching midgets into the atmosphere.
Really?
Yeah, she used to do that all the time. She would fuck him.
What?
She's shameless.
Is that the equivalent of a
that
guy?
lady doesn't give a fuck.
Is that the equivalent of a guy stool? Like on comedy?
Damn, Char, that was brutal. Do it again.
Oh yeah.
No, well, there's not a lot of women that
Shar
can
has
do
kind of
that,
an
though.
elitist approach to comedy. It's quite interesting. He likes bars. He says he likes jokes. He doesn't like stool.
Stool, if it's the right bit, can be funny.
Really?
But it has to be a real comic with a real reason to that stool. There has to be something to it.
Uh-oh. Joe's feelings are hurt, folks. But does Charlemagne look like he cares? Nope.
I'm trying to think if Eddie the stool. I imagine
remember
nobody.
Eddie no stool, bro. See, I like Eddie, I like Richard, I like Chris Rock, bless you. I like Chappelle, you know what I'm saying? I like those guys that actually get on stage and say something.
Yes.
Like have something and have something to say. Louis C.K. has something to say.
Yeah.
Like I like people that have something to say. All that stool is like,
I want to get him on stage. I think he could do it.
Oh, look, we got a Joe Defense Squad member stepping up. But too bad, Charlemagne's got a clapback locked and loaded.
Oh, you can
Never.
definitely do it.
I would never disrespect the craft like that.
Well, you wouldn't have to disrespect it. You would just have to want to do it and then try it.
Oof. Someone get the fire extinguisher, and buddy, let's pump the brakes a little. No need to have Joe sending us a strongly worded DM, right?
Yeah, I don't want to do it.
I think we do it for fun. I
Well,
think we
if
do
you
it
don't
one
want to
time.
do it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. But you could do it.
I tried one weekend, and my first joke was like, you know what? I'm going to sit down because I don't want anybody to ever say Charlemagne's up here trying to do stand-up.
Well, maybe don't try it, okay? Maybe don't try it. Listen, it's not for everybody, bro. You know what? Hey, my bad, Joe. Hey, all the listeners, my bad. Maybe I don't have an eye for talent. You know what I'm
We
saying?
just did 3 hours.
Yay! Crisis averted, and Char lives to roast another day. Now, back to Bill Burr, the man, the myth, the roast machine, and Joe Rogan's worst nightmare.
I don't know. I think we're just gonna go back. I think we're just gonna go back, and if you get it, you get it, and if you die, you die, and if you don't, you don't, and then eventually they're gonna get something that'll slow it down or stop it or something like that.
Joe and Bill are deep in convo about Corona, and Joe's out here cracking jokes about masks and vaccines.
Here's what slows it down. Your immune system. They don't tell you a goddamn thing about that. They don't tell you how to take care of your immune system. There's no word about that. It's put a mask on, wash your hands. No one's telling you sleep more, drink water, take vitamins. There's none of that.
Yeah, and I know this one guy who brought up vitamin D on his big podcast, and then you couldn't find it anymore. Dude, you're like Oprah when she attacked the meat industry.
Joe's doubling down on the anti-mask jokes, but Bill doesn't really like what he's saying.
The whole time there's been on my street walking around no masks, you know, not quarantining like the people that come by the houses. You see the the same people that were going in and out of the house who are not part of their family still going in and out of the house.
It's all just a fun conversation till Joe aims one at Bill Burr. Yeah, good luck with that, brother.
You want people to walk down the street with a mask on?
Let's not start this, Joe.
Do you, though?
Let's not start this. Okay?
Let's start it.
I don't want to start this. I'm not going to sit here with no medical degree, listening to you with no medical degree, with an American flag behind you, smoking a cigar, acting like we know what's up, better than the CDC.
Looks like Bill's the only guy who could obliterate Joe and still get a laugh out of him.
But even they say you shouldn't wear a mask unless you're treating a coronavirus patient. The World Health Organization.
Yeah, but they didn't say that initially. They didn't say it initially.
No, they didn't.
They did, and then it gradually, and then wait, and then everybody wore the masks. This is like rollerblading. Everybody rollerbladed, and then there was that one homophobic joke, and then everybody acted like they never did it.
Can't argue with that, but you know Joe, he can't help not push boundaries.
We all wore masks, and then all of a sudden, people are sitting there. What? You don't have the body type for it, dude. Your knuckles would scrape on the ground, even with that extra 2 inches.
Sheesh, Bill, that's mean. Let's go for round 2.
What is it for? That was so stupid.
First of all,
oh God, you're so tough with your open nose and throat. Gee, Joe, and your 5 o'clock shadow. This is a man right here. A man doesn't wear a mask.
Ah, Bill Burr is like a breath of fresh, corona-free air. Seriously, just check out this comment that says, having Bill Burr on the podcast is like going to your favorite restaurant. Yeah, you've been there a ton, but you know it's gonna be good. And honestly, I couldn't agree more. Every time he drops in, it's a guaranteed good time. But when 2 Savage Roasters team up, total annihilation.
I think he actually released photos of it.
Pull it up, Game O.
In 2021, there was a UFO that hovered over an Air Force base.
Stop.
What?
Stop. Slow it down. Slow it down.
You gotta stop. Sorry, I'm
taking this in. I can't.
Classic Joe, lost in the sauce as always.
There's a lot going on here.
Show the pictures of the UFO. These guys, 50 guys observed this thing.
Corbell, dang, I'm trying to process that.
Come on, Joe. I could say something, but Mike in the comments already nailed it. Joe should just start beating his chest and doing his chimp scream. Honestly, he's not wrong. And if you like this video, you'll love this next video. So click here to watch.